Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So as we're kind of heading towards the end of the year, I thought I would do a quick review and share my thoughts with you on this little video of my current journals and what my intentions are for next year. So I've had a few ideas. Helen from Journal with Purpose, as always, is hugely inspirational in terms of how to use your journals, etc. So I get a lot of inspiration from her. I'm also doing lots of new creative projects at the moment. I'm attending Fodder School, which is really all about kind of producing and creating stuff for art journaling and mixed media projects. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm only 2 months into that so far, so still a lot to learn, a lot to go. But that's actually taking up a lot of my time. So my journaling hasn't been as frequent as it has been in the sort of first half of the year. So first of all, I'll start with I think my daily journal. So this is kind of a diary, so to speak. So this is a lovely Start Bay notebook leather cover, which I keep this in. So as I said, this is a daily diary. I keep this by my bed. It's the last thing that I complete before I go to sleep. So I do a quick reflection on my day. I did use this also to do some kind of reflective journaling as well. This wasn't daily. This was just when and how I felt like. Of course, lots of decoration going on as always. Then this was my completed diary insert from February to August, so that's all complete now. I will do another flick through video of my completed diary journal at some point. This is my current one that I'm using, which I started the 1st of September. This is my current week, and I've already prepped my journal page for next week as well. So this is, I just keep a very small paragraph of a kind of a highlight of that day, just to remind me what I've done during the week. So that's I've kept up really well. As I said, I keep it by my bed at night. I use my Kawaka fountain pen and really enjoy using that. The other sort of daily journal that I use, of course, is my bullet journal. And this I keep in this lovely... Now, where's this from? Gosh, now I'm struggling to remember where I get this from. This is Chic Sparrow, sorry. This is a Chic Sparrow American brand journal. As you can see, some of this marking came with the journal. It came like that because I really liked that sort of weathered. Other marks have on my own. And I keep my Rhodia Gold Book in here, which is what I use for my bullet journal. I've been using this for probably the last couple of years now, I would say. Before that, I think I was using the Electron journal, and I've tried a few others over the years as well, but the Rhodia Gold Book really is the one that I prefer the most, probably because I like the spacing of the dot grid. I like the fact the pages are numbered. I like the fact that at the beginning of the journal you've got your monthly planning pages. The paper holds up really well. It's a Clairefontaine paper, so it really holds well if you want to add watercolour and inks. There's very little bleed through, I find, with these pages, so it's been a really good journal for me. So I've been doing a little bit of reflecting on how I use my bullet journal, and this last couple of months I've been experimenting a little, and I've been really only using one spread for my weekly planning. So I have my week planning on the left hand side where I write my tasks, my goals and priorities, which I take from my monthly task list, and then I keep the other half of the page is for my daily tasks as well. So that's actually been working quite well. I think I've been doing that now for probably the last couple of months, so that's worked quite well. There's certain things I'm always thinking about how best to use my journals, in the most sort of efficient way, in the way that I really am going to use them, because quite often I'll go through a month like this is October, and because I was doing so much projects at the time, the art projects, I was really busy with work. That's my habit tracker and my gratitude log for October, which is hardly used at all. And I think because I see this bullet journal as my work journal, and the one I kind of use to note down my creative projects and things like that, it doesn't come into my mind, and it sits on my desk mainly. So I don't tend to, it's not front of mind when I'm at the end of the day and I want to reflect perhaps. So I really wanted to give that some thought. And then I had kept a few, I think it was last year actually, during 2020 when we were going through the height of the pandemic, I did start a wellness journal. And that really worked well for when I needed it. I haven't continued with it, but I'm at a point now where I really feel that I want to have my wellness journal again. And there's some stuff in here that I thought would work better in that kind of journal. So my habit tracker, because most of my habits in here are wellness and health related, and my gratitude log as well is more for my sort of, again, my mental wellness, that I thought these two things could go in there. So I've basically plotted out a kind of mind map of how my journals will work. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit for you here. So essentially my bullet journal now will become my work journal. It's where I'll plan all my work tasks. It's where I'll think about my creative ideas. I love the fact that Helen has retained these journal prompts she releases every month on her Patreon page, and together with creative prompts. So I'm going to use my bullet journal to note down the creative prompts that I want to do from Helen in that month. So I'll use this as a monthly calendar, keep a track of my dates and events and things like that, set my monthly goals. I'm going to introduce this master task list, which again is inspired by Helen. I think I always run out of space in my monthly task list, and I kind of feel like I do want a bigger space to sort of just have a bit of a brain dump of all the things that I need to get done at any one point. Then I can start breaking it down into sort of months and weeks and that kind of thing. I want to start planning my Instagram and YouTube content a little bit better. It's a bit sporadic at the moment, not really planned at all. I've neglected my blog over the last few months. I really want to try getting into the habit of doing at least one blog a month. So that I want to be put in my bullet journal and as part of my kind of planning going forward. Of course, it will have my monthly reflection review. That's something else that's kind of dropped off in the last couple of months, but I really enjoyed doing it and I found it really helpful. So I really want to get back into the habit of doing that. My weekly tasks and goals, as you've just seen a page, a spread of, and my daily tasks will remain in my bullet journal as well. So this is a journal that I can really keep on my desk because that's where I'll use it. That's where it doesn't need to, I won't really use it in the evening, the bullet journal. I tend to use that during the day and in the morning when I'm planning and setting up my day. So it's not something I'm going to be using necessarily in the evening. So that can stay on my desk. Then my wellness journal will focus more, obviously by the name, on my wellness and health. So here again, I'll have kind of monthly sections where I'll have my gratitude log and my habit tracker, which will come out of my bullet journal. I'll do my meal planning, my food lists. I've been doing a Wild Fit program, it's not a diet, it's more of a way of life. It's more of a way of eating. It's looking at different foods and how they react with your body and all that kind of thing. So food lists and things like that will be quite useful to keep in this. I'll also set up my kind of Wild Fit program and planning in here as well. I'll maybe use this also for my journal prompts from Helen because I've neglected that a little bit, and you'll see when I show you my other journals. And I think also two things that I haven't really kept up in the last few months is my yoga meditation, and I really did enjoy it. I just got out of the habit of it. So again, these journals are brilliant for habit forming and habit maintaining. So I'm going to use this wellness journal to set myself some challenges for yoga and meditation. So my first month, is just going to be doing 5 minutes of yoga every day, a couple of minutes meditation every day, keeping it really simple. really easy to achieve, and then building on that month on month. So that is my plan going forward. I'm not actually going to wait until January to start this. I'm going to start this probably in December, probably not mid-month, but I just can't start anything mid-month. So I probably will start this in December, where I can start really building on my plans for next year as well. So that's essentially what I'm going to be doing for my bullet journal and kind of new wellness journal, which, as I said, was influenced by Helen. The other journals that I've been using recently or this year, my junk journal, which I love. I really enjoy making junk journals. I've been making junk journals for quite a while now, and be quite honest, I never used them. I actually made them and I sold them, but I never actually used them myself. So this was the very, very first junk journal I made, and it was out of an old book cover, vintage book cover, and I put all the inserts in myself. And I really got back into junk journaling when I did the Junk Journal Challenge in July. So you can see a whole month of junk journaling in here. So sometimes I wrote more in here. I used it as a sort of reflective journal as well. Some days it was just I did some collaging, and it was more for the creative bits. It really depended on what kind of mood I was in, what I had to write about, that kind of thing. So I really enjoyed it, and it was good having that challenge because it did kind of make me think about using my junk journal a bit more. Again, this is something after July, I did one more spread in my junk journal, and that's it. And I've only got a few pages left as well in this junk journal. So I think my aim is to finish this junk journal this year. I'll fill these empty pages before the end of this year. And then I've got a nice new shiny junk journal that I made early this year, which I will then start using. And maybe this is going to be a kind of monthly activity rather than trying to do too much during every week. I'll make this maybe a monthly thing. So that will be something that I will start next year. So that's my junk journal. Projects and challenges. I did start doing Helen's lovely monthly challenges, which I really enjoyed. Again, I just wasn't finding the time to complete them, and I'm the kind of person that if I can't finish something, it really frustrates me. So I just didn't do them. I stopped doing them. But this font one that she did, I can't remember which month this was now. Did I write them down, the month? No. This I really enjoyed and thought this was such a great idea, because often, I really want to try some new fonts. I get a bit bored writing the same style of fonts in my bullet journal kind of thing. So this was something that if you see something on Pinterest, or you see something you really like, or a script that you like, you can just have record it in here if you like, do a little bit of write a quote using the font, whatever, and then just use this as a reference book when you kind of want to try something different. So I'm definitely going to keep that, and whenever I do see a font that I want to try, or new sort of handwriting kind of thing, I'm going to pop it in here. So I'll keep that as a kind of longer term ongoing thing. Then back in August, I think it was, I started this. This is my virtual travel journal. And again, this has been a little neglected in these last few weeks. So I really have a lot of catching up here to do, because I, again, set myself a goal of going around the world in 80 days in my journal. So I've got fairly far. I've kept a passport, and I've been stamping all the places that I have visited, and virtually, of course. And what I did is basically do, and it's all set in 1891, so it's not in current day. It was, in a sort of Victorian era, which of course made travelling a lot more difficult, a bit more tedious, a little bit more uncomfortable. But Victorian era is such an interesting time, when things were being invented, and steam trains were new, and there was lots of exciting things going on in the world, and that's what I felt really found really most interesting about doing this project, because I've actually learned so much history and of different countries, which I never knew before. So it's been really good. So I really want to continue this. My goal again is to finish this by the end of this year. I might end up going over the 80 days, but I'm not really minding that. I just want to get it finished this year, so like I've got a lovely journal to look back on and enjoy. So that's my travel journal. And then finally, my kind of new, that's going to be my new wellness journal, by the way. And I've ordered my new bullet journal ready for when I start in the new year, because I'm going to stretch my bullet journal to try and finish that in December. And then these journals are really what I've been using to do mixed media art journaling. And this is a very new thing for me. It's something I started this year. It's really, really taken me out of my comfort zone. I'm usually quite a precise, perfectionist type person. So doing art journaling is you've got to understand, is so uncomfortable for me. I'm getting better at it, and I'm really enjoying it. But it does take me out of my comfort zone. So this was a mini art journal that I started because I hadn't done it before. I didn't have a lot of confidence at all. I saw some beautiful journaling on Pinterest and Instagram. So I've been influenced by lots of different artists. I can't begin to name them, there's so many. I started this sort of mini journal because I thought, it's small enough so it doesn't intimidate me as much. I can do 2 spreads if I want to make it bigger, and and I've really enjoyed it. And I can experiment with different sort of techniques that I've learned watching YouTube videos and attending courses, etc. And I, even when I look back to my first one or first couple, I can see an improvement to where I am today, just in a few months of doing it. So that's kind of a kind of mini journal, just to help me build my confidence in working this way. Then I bought myself my first proper art journal, which is a Strathmore mixed media journal. And I've just done these couple of spreads. That's all I've done in this book so far. I did both of these while I was in the UK in September. So since I've been back home in Dubai, I haven't really done much in here. I've done a couple in my mini journals. Again, I think it's a confidence thing. These big pages are so intimidating. So I think I really just need to get in there, just do it, and maybe just use my mini one just to again help build up my confidence. But I'm really, really enjoying it immensely. And while I was home, I also treated myself to a Ranger mixed media. They do, I think, 2 or 3 of different types. And what I love about these journals is the different materials. For the pages, they have Hessian, craft paper, the mixed media, watercolour paper, canvas. It's fantastic. I bought 2 actually. Obviously, I'll use one at a time. The other one will be used when I finish this one. That's got denim, fabric in it as pages. So I really love that idea. So I've just started that. Literally last week, I did my first page in this one. So I'm definitely I'm eager to really use this. But I think I'll probably, again, because of confidence thing, I'll probably be experimenting with techniques and things in these 2 little journals first, and then whatever I really like and enjoy, I'll bring over into this journal. So with my fodder school as well, I suspect I will be doing a lot more art journaling as we progress through the year. So that is a 20-minute video today on my journals. And just before I finish, these are 3 journals that I haven't really used so much. I just bought this one. I literally have had this maybe a month or 2. A beautiful journal by Charmed Goods. Cherie there. So this is, I just fell in love with the journal. I just had to have it. So all I've done so far is create a couple of inserts for it. I handmade these because it's an unusual sort of size journal. So I made my own inserts for that. So I think this one I got from my mum bought me, and I just love that. And it's got a slightly different, it's got a nice craft sort of paper insert, which is a little bit different. And I've done a couple of pages in there as well, and it's got a lined notebook there. And then this one is another Chic Sparrow personalised journal, and I've got some blank paged inserts in here, which I've been again being influenced by different journaling people on Instagram, trying out just some different styles and techniques, because I think I'm still trying to find my own style. So, you know, mimicking other styles, finding the bits of those that you enjoy the most can help you then define your own personal style. So these I haven't really used very much. I tend to, I suppose, almost forget about them because I keep them in these two crates on my desk. So I think certainly as part of my planning in my bullet journal, I will plan to try and use these at least once a month. And these will purely be for creative journaling, more collage based, maybe with some mixed media as well. But these will purely be for creative journaling that I'll use those, and I'll really try and use them at least once a month, so they won't be so regular journals. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that's been useful. I hope that maybe given you some ideas of how you want to use your journals. And perhaps in 2 or 3 months' time, when we're kind of into the new year, I can come back and tell you how I'm getting on with my plans and my journals. Thanks very much for watching.